very, 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 very much blank screen. But it's currently just simply not really a hassle, but it's easier for me to just simply keep it like this for a little bit. Um, Must be as the game isn't started yet, and I want to show off the opening. But I realized that I have the vocal version of the song, and I'm very much aware that I'm probably going to get flagged for it. So the video here on Twitch might have its audio muted, and on obviously on YouTube there might be, but I still want to really show off the opening because it's not the best, but for the Tales series, it's actually pretty good. Fun fact: the Tales series openings are usually fairly terrible, or they're meh. That's usually the term I use. Meh. And thanks to the black screen, I can actually go onto Twitter and advertise and yada yada yada. So I'm going to quickly go do that. Nothing too special. Hmm. Oh boy. Silliness ensues. Just getting At this point I'm getting things ready. I'm also thinking if I'm going to do the DLC or not because I do have I have the additional chapter of DLC. I also have the God Eater DLC, which I'll probably show off simply because hey, I have good with God Eater games and I need to start streaming God Eater 2 again, but I'm a little lazy and I don't really want to play it right now. I am kind of playing through 1 again on my own time in preparation for 3 coming out. So what I'll probably do is I'll do a hype stream and play 2 just massively for 5 or 6 hours, as much as I can get through it, before I get 3 a whole bunch. And once I get 3, well, then there's no holds barred. I'm going to play it. Now, depends on how long it takes me to actually get 3. Might take me a little bit. But looks like 3 is going to be pretty good. So, anything else. Bandai Namco is once again the person in charge, so might be fun. Might as well get this started in a few minutes anyway. So, sheer darkness is sheer darkness, and will remain sheer darkness for a little bit. I also have to check on how loud the game is, because I might have to adjust volume settings. Nobody knows. Black Clover. I'm looking at things to do that I will eventually do after. Okay. At the 5-minute mark, we shall commence. Three. And let's get started. Hopefully, anyway. Tales of Zestiria. Now, here's the ultimate question. Does it get recognized? Yes. Yes, it does. I probably should have tested this. Oh, did I mention this game's capped at 30 FPS? So I'm going to be streaming it at about 30 FPS faster than it can actually render shit. This game's fucking capped. There is a fix, so if you do want to do it, however, with this game, is the battle system is tied to the FPS, so I've actually tried to like lock it. I'm going to be playing it in English, by the way. The 60 FPS actually makes the game really, really fast. So the battles are really, really fast for way too much good reason. Let's get started. However, you guys don't actually get to see the opening, because you're going to see the opening. I just realized I could literally just... Oh, you may have noticed I have literally unlocked everything. Oh my lord, this game is really loud. Let me quickly lower that for y'all. I love the game to bits, but man, was that loud. Did it actually crash on me? No, it didn't. I was worried. As you can tell, I've got the progress in this game. That's a completed file, by the way. Not 100%, but pretty bloody close. Well, it's 88, level 88, which really is not 100% if you think about the Tales games. The idea is you play through it once, you end up about level 90, then you play through it again, and you end up at like 195, and stuff like that. So, let's start a new game. I'll be playing it. I was thinking about playing it on moderate, simply because I'm fairly used to this game, but I'm going to be playing it on normal simply because I'm playing this more for the story, and I don't want to play it on simple because simple is really fucking easy. Normal is the difficulty that has a little bit of thing to it. If this was Zestiria, I probably would, especially since I'm actually going to need time to adjust to the difficulty setting, because I'm not actually used to the controls of this game. I haven't played it in a little bit. Attack input time. You can either do it long or short. This is something for combos. I believe in this game it doesn't really matter too much. Menu shortcut. Specify when you press the right trigger in the field, what will it do? Equipment, items. I don't really use right trigger ever in the field anyway, so it doesn't really matter too much. Navigation. Fixed and rotating. I usually prefer fixed. Yeah, this is usually for person. Map camera rotation speed, basically how fast does the camera turn. I usually go a little faster than normal, but not too fast. Map camera access, basically, do you want to have your sticks inverted? Map camera auto adjust, select whether you want the camera to automatically in the direction you control. I don't normally turn this on simply because it gets really annoying really, really fast. I've turned off vibration, not because it's bad, it just simply does it all the bloody time. I'm returning the voice volume and movie volume up so you can hear more, especially what the characters are speaking, but so you don't hear like 5 million things over it and stuff like that. So I'm going to turn that up, but I'm going to keep the background music and SE lower. Actually, I'll turn the sound effect off even lower. That's more or less it for a basic game. I'll show off New Game Plus after we more or less beat the basic story, and I'll go through a bit of the final dungeon, but I probably won't be able to do it simply because I'd have to do a lot of grinding. And I would start this on New Game Plus just simply to give myself a nice edge, even though we would be at level 5, so we would not be overpowered. There's a chance I could have weapons that are really, really broken, so I'm not going to risk it.
The Legend of the Shepherds. In a bygone age of myths, when darkness threatened to enshroud the world, it was they who reclaimed light from nothingness. Over and over, as the world plunged into chaos, the legend would come to people's lips, and they would pray for salvation. And lo, each time a shepherd would appear to vanquish the darkness once more. But with peace returned, it was never long before the shepherds would vanish. As for where they had gone, no one can truly say. And, as with all things, eventually they faded into legend. Now, once again, the world faced the threat of the darkness. And the people began to speak of the shepherds once more. But alas, no shepherd came forth to guide his people to peace.
And we ditched the animation for rendered in-game cutscenes. Oh, this game is actually rather pretty. It's not the most visually stunning by any means, but it is rather enjoyable to look at. It's not like, oh my lord, it hurts, it's so terrible looking. No, it is actually very nice looking, especially since this game was originally made for PS3 and 4, and guess what? It tells you how to play the game straight up. So, as you can see, it is a little bit of stutter. Not even that's simply because the game is locked at 30 FPS. And no, I can't change it. And by the way, you're not allowed to fucking climb. For some reason. But nevertheless, you have very basic controls. The top menu. Tales games are notorious for having too many menus. This game is no exception. Press the start button. It brings up your basic menu. How to do your controls. Return to game, quick save, and return to title. I'll likely be using quick save on occasion, but I probably won't use it too much. You have your basic item screen, which, by the way, is not controlled by the... Actually, it is controlled by... Oh, I'm thinking Zestiria, aren't I? Well, it's controlled by either stick, but I'm probably going to use the D-pads because I feel more comfortable. Battle actions. We have AP. AP is... it's hard to really explain what it is, but it's basically just simply something that you can turn on and off if you have stuff. And if you press X on one end of these, if they have more than one page, you could sure, I'll actually turn that and auto guard on. Do I actually have anything yet? I have absolutely shit all. Okay, good. Oh, actually, I should go to my inventory, because I do actually have a few things, I think. Yes. Mystic Arts. This gives people extra Mystic Arts that they can learn. They do have to learn them, though. They're not just, oh, hi, you got them for free. No, you have to actually learn them. Origami Hunt Challenge. This is just free stuff. I'll be going over most of this later, but it's simply...
Charming, sure.
Okay, I'll be doing those... I'll do those intermittently, because those are actually spoilery. I just realized that. Yeah, those are all skits. Tales of Zestiria. Okay, we'll go through those later, because those are very much spoiler territory. Maybe we'll go through them during the side story that happens after you beat the game. There's actually a walk button, so if you actually don't really want to, you don't want to, try and barely push the analog stick, you could just simply pull the button and go wherever you want. There is an attack button for basic screen movements. It's fairly straightforward. Most of the controls are pretty basic, movement-wise anyway. We'll get to more advanced controls later on. I believe they're actually going to explain a little bit for us. That's where we have to go, as you can see on the glorious, glorious minimap. And we don't have anywhere else. I think that's literally where we have... There's literally nothing here. Okay, good, good. There's nothing here. This game is a little bit different than some of the Tales games you may have seen before, simply because of this style of... the party system it uses. It's a little weird.
I knew it. A hero brandishing the sacred blade. This mural is a depiction of the shepherd. About time I found it.
Nothing on my end, Soray.
Mikleo.
Looks like you beat me this time.
This proves the shepherds have been around since even before the era of Asgard. I knew it.
Let's not jump to conclusions just yet. We still don't have definitive proof that this ruin itself is pre-Asgard. It could be an imitation.
Seriously? You really think they'd make a fake ruin of this scale? Get real.
Oh no, it's spooky clouds. I'm so scared.
This doesn't bode well.
Wait, isn't that...
I think our ruin adventure is over for today.
We never come back here, by the way.
Come on!
Well, this area, this part of the area, anyway. Specifically, Mikleo here. I should actually go over basic things. Each character has their own unique status screen. It shows what they're good at. So if you want, and it shows your party average. Each character has their own, basically, specialty. Soray here focuses on quick attacks and combos because he has high attack and high focus. And he's fairly bulky with high defense and kind of meh art defense. His art attack isn't too good either. Mikleo, on the other hand, is basically the complete and utter opposite, being very tanky, having low focus, and pretty good art attack, really. He's very tanky. He's also your healer, more or less, later on anyway, once he starts learning the healing arts. As you notice, we start at level 5. Yes, this game starts you at level 5, just like Pokemon for some reason. Each character has a stat called SC. This is basically the amount of attacks you can use before stopping. This amount goes down every time you engage in a battle, meaning you do actually need to keep an eye on it. Not because it doesn't refill, it's because it will eventually just, like, basically start you a battle at 0, and it gets really annoying. There's an easy way of fixing that, and we'll go over it in a little bit. Support talents. There are a few different support talents. Support talents you unlock through doing quests, leveling up, yada yada yada, completing other things that we'll go over later. Well, we're going to go over it now. I'm just going to go over it really, really quickly. Soray here has one of these unique ones, point of interest detection, which is actually rather handy because you'll find it undiscovered monuments, discovery points. The reason why this is important, it gives you AP. And he's already very proficient at it, and it literally just increases very, very quickly by just walking around. Set multiple characteristics in range. There's only one other character that can actually have point of interest detection, so it's not that big of a deal. And it's Mikleo here. Mikleo has snack preparation and treasure detection. I never turn this on because treasure chests are obnoxiously obvious, and herbs are also obnoxiously obvious. However, snack preparation, on the other hand, is really handy because it allows you to make snacks. Snacks give you extra effects before battle, but they also increase your initial SC, so you don't need to worry about glowing down. That, and if you really are, most in the early game, you don't really need to worry about SC too much. If you're too worried about your SC, you can go rest at an inn or at Soray's house, one of the two. You have to pay for an inn, though. It's not that much. And you will simply regain all your SC. That's usually how it works. You regain all your SC and all your hit points. Equipment. It's going over everything. I'm going to go over this in more detail because it's actually ridiculously complicated for its own good, and it doesn't do a good enough job explaining. Basically, you have each weapon, basically your stuff. Basically, your boots, your ring, good stuff. Your unique decor. And each character has their own unique. So Soray has earrings. Mikleo has circlets. I should actually show off his circlet. I'm actually going to change his hairstyle in a minute. And other people. Soray uses swords. No surprise, you've seen him with one. While Mikleo, on the other hand, uses staves. We haven't seen him with it yet, but he will be using a stave. You see these charts. These skill charts show what skills you have access to. if you stack certain skills on top of each other, you will get better effects. And what I mean by better effects, I mean really better effects. There's actually an achievement for actually successfully doing, like, basically meshing them. If you have more than one in one row, it will already improve it. If you have more than one on top of another, for example, let's say I have gain. If I had 2 gain, it would increase it further. There's also a way of adding skills to items. Oops, that hit my keyboard. Most skills you can get simply there. That, and you can notice they have those little stars and bars up top. Every object has proficiency. If you become proficient in it, the skill goes up. Well, in this game anyway. In other games, it unlocks skill or it allows you to use the skills, etc. So in this game, it is specifically that. You can also left trigger on an item to lock it into your inventory so you don't sell it randomly, which is rather nice. Every character has titles. This can focus, like, let's say you want a specific art and it's being offered instead of at your next, because these are at your next level, not by proficiency. So you don't really need to worry too much. But depending on which title you have, you go for next art. Now, for Saray, I'll either go with Sword Harrier, which is this one, or Sword Danseur, because I usually focus on a lot of combos. Now, he has this title called Wielder Mystic Sword. However, this really doesn't make too much sense because he has such low art attack, and you're not really ever going to use his arts, like his hidden arts and stuff like that. Especially since a lot of his hidden arts use your attack stat. So this is simply there to give him the art attack bonus rather than an attack bonus. I'm going to give him the focus bonus simply because I actually prefer its line and it's actually fairly easy. That and it levels up very quickly. You can literally just do it in a few minutes, and you can get some levels pretty easily. You can either and with Micleo, as a note, he's a water user. Almost all of his attacks are water-based or some form of connection. So a few of his attacks are fire, but most of them have a water attribute to them, meaning be careful against enemies that resist water. However, he really isn't a close-range fighter. The AI for him loves to spam arts. So I'm going to give him the Aura Caster, giving him an art attack buff. Well, a small buff anyway, not really too much. You may have noticed that they have very similar layouts. That's simply because the only real difference between them is, well, this. Also, another thing, you may notice that certain colors, for example, Devoid, why is that not showing up? Because it's an inherent skill. It's not a skill that is a part of this chart. So you don't need to worry about it. However, it also means that it's always going to happen, and it's fairly nice. Since there's roll clean here. All items like Ancient Circlets, Void Rings, and stuff like this will have a thing like this. So your chart will usually be fluctuating because of your sword, your waistcoat, or your boots. That's usually how it works, but Void Rings and such can also have, and other rings can also have benefits. As you can tell, my Saray will likely be almost like early game Shulk in Xenoblade, where he's very, very fast, has high attack, but his defense is pretty crap. In this case, instead of defense, it's art defense. However, we're not fighting with a lot of enemies with high arts yet, so we don't have to really worry about that. Anything else I need to cover? Arts. Oh my lord. Martial arts. By pressing the B button, I'm using an Xbox One controller, by the way. This is why it's going to be labeled as, well, technically Xbox 360, but nevertheless, Xbox style. These are your base arts. I'm going to be playing probably on semi-auto, but I might go swap to manual, simply because I don't really like the semi-auto in this game, so I might go swap to to manual, but it'll probably have the semi-auto manual. Just semi-auto is basically almost like auto-targeting, but you're still the one inputting commands. You're still moving around and all this mess. Okay, let's see. Oh, and the other reason why I'm staying here is because the music's really good, so. Dark. Hidden arts. I have none, so it doesn't matter. But normally, you get additional hidden arts. Hidden arts are usually a preference by the person. So you would create a set of martial arts that you like using, which for me, it really changes a lot. And I've often been very picky on what I play with. Now, you don't have to play as Saray. If I wanted, I could play as Mikleo. However, personally, I only really play as the two, basically because you have two usual characters and then additional characters like Mikleo. I only play like with two of them, and I play with the other two people, so I play with 4 of the characters out of the 6. And you're probably only ever going to see me play Saray, simply because Saray is the most comfortable out of all of them. He's the basic Tales protagonist with very high focus, very high other things. The only other game, once I play Tales of Zestiria, you'll see me swap a little bit more often from the main character, simply because I like some of the other characters, and some of them are really interesting. Okay, anything else other than that? Strategy. Oh, this is for AI. You can basically focus, you can tell them what to do on AI. So basically manage hit points, attack rate, what the action is, etc. So I'm usually not too picky. The AI is usually fairly alright when it comes to this. But when it comes to using its burst gauge, we'll be getting to that a little later. The AI is really, really dumb, so I often have to be very careful with it. So I'll probably mess with it a little bit. Nevertheless, something else. In the library, you have your system book, which you tell them about battle systems. Discovery points. So if you want to get 100% discovery points, use this list. It will help you. Your skills. It tells you what skills you have. Pretty self-explanatory. Enemy book. Once again, pretty self-explanatory. It allows you to find enemies. Synopsis. So if you don't quite know what's happening in the story, or you haven't played for a while and want to hop back in, this synopsis will actually give you a fairly accurate thing of what the story is so far. And it will go all the way back. Like, it goes all of the way back. I can get the one, like my completed file. It will take me all the way back through the story. However, the story in this game is rather simple and straightforward, so you don't usually need to worry about it too much. And then records. Basically, how you play. Save and load options. Fairly straightforward. There will be a save option here when you get to a save point. And options, it's the options menu.
This way. Hurry.
Okay. Let's get started.
That was too close.
I just sat here for like
Could
15
I get a little
minutes
help, please?
talking about the bloody systems. Down the pit we go.
Surging currents! Twin flow!
There, we're alive.
Saray. That didn't go quite how I planned it, but not too shabby, am I right? Guess this makes us even. Unbelievable. Who knew there'd be ruins underground?
Whoa, good thing we fell down here.
Right. Hey, let's try and find a way out of here.
Fun fact, this is actually a boss room later in game.
Oh,
It's an
yeah.
optional boss. It's level like 66, but it is nowhere near something you should be happy about fighting ever. It's not fun. What did I want to check? Oh yes, with faction options, everyone has 2 hairstyles by default. I'm going to be subbing him to his hat style, not because I'm going to have him wear a hat, simply because I actually think Mikleo looks a little better with it. That you can actually see his circlet better. That, and he has only one outfit. However, I have actually access to the Julius outfit and the Julius haircut, simply because God Eater 2. This outfit will actually change the music, so I'm not going to wear it yet, simply because I don't feel like it's appropriate. But funny enough, I actually think Saray really actually can really pull it off. While the other outfit, which is Nana's outfit, really on the character they gave it to, doesn't work so well. Oh, it is. I should probably go over. you should have seen this, but it is left bumper to do that, to basically center the camera. Herb right here. Herbs are used as the equivalent of vitamins in Pokemon. They will heal you. Save game. Pretty self-explanatory. You can save. I'll be having 2 saves. This is not like Okami. I just simply prefer having 2 saves. I have... Why is... No real idea. Oh, well, nevertheless, let's get moving. Also, for quick map, you can hold... Well, not quick map, but a map, you press left trigger. Or L2, I think, for PlayStation.
Whoa. Oh man, what a drop.
It's been nothing but heights all day.
But I had an awesome bas relief to distract me.
Yeah, I bet you did.
Dun 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 dun.
It looks like someone's lying there.
Hey, Micleo? It's a human.
It can't be. Stop. We shouldn't involve ourselves with their kind.
She's still alive. We can't just leave her there.
Fine. I'll give what help I can. Let's take a look around the area first.
Okay.
You'll soon understand why he kind of made it like that phrasing. Map actions.
Yeah. My sword's all sticky.
Cobwebs everywhere. I bet no one has set foot in here for some time.
But yeah. Something else. I should probably... most of the time, in most games, in most Tales games, you're allowed to switch your starting character. However, this game is a little more of an exception. You can only play as Saray. Ever. You can only play as Saray. Only in the Overground. You can play with any battle character you wish. Otherwise, this is simply due to the kind of the way the game is portrayed, more or less. Is there a chest there? No. Okay, good. Yeah. And before we do this, spiders. Spitters.
What's wrong? Shh.
Oh, excuse me. It's a shush.
There! It's huge! What is this thing?
Quit gawking and get your sword ready.
Okay, this thing. This is going to be an example. If you hold during battle, look, this is your first battle. If you hold right bumper or R1, I think, it will bring up this menu. This menu allows you to size up your opponent. If you press left trigger, you can freely move. He will literally not attack you. Or will he? Yes, he will. Blocking is, for me, it's an X key.
Strike! How's this?
Yeah, basically that. Now Micleo will actually do things. Now, we really have no martial arts, so it's just basically the equivalent of pick a direction, spam the B button. Simply because we have no martial arts.
Wait, hold on. It can't be a Hellion?
A Hellion? For real?
I've never seen one in person before.
What could a monster like a Hellion be doing in a place like this? It's getting away!
Wait, don't you remember what Gramps told us?
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Hellions?
Yep, Hellions. Horrible monsters that are created by the malevolence. They can only be defeated by the power of purification, which not but a chosen few can use.
Well, not
so
quite.
If you ever cross paths with a Hellion, just run as fast as you can. Remember, you two, common folks like us don't stand a chance against those fiends. Got it?
Ooh, I may have to quickly. Well, you're gonna see the cutscene, and I'm gonna.
We can't beat a Hellion without the power of purification.
Then we should just be glad we escaped it.
And anyway, we have bigger problems. We have to hurry and save that girl before something worse finds her.
Okay. Okay. Encounters in areas with Hellions roam, making contact with enemy when launched battle by swing sword, or you're using a different map action. I think there's only 2 other map actions that you can actually use to begin with an advantage. I can actually go look that up, or I could just try it. Okay. Grade, which you saw there, is actually determined by a number of factors. It is less something that's actually important and more of just simply you get an additional bonus at a New Game Plus. That's basically about it. Let's see. Anything else? Anything else? Anything else? Chests. Ancient earrings. These ancient earrings have an additional bonus, so you throw them on, and then they're better. Each, unlike Tales of Zestiria, which I kind of like, where more or less every item shares its proficiency, this one doesn't, so you're stuck with not being proficient even if it's the exact same item. Monoliths will teach you things, and you'll increase your AP. And I keep pausing. Don't really know why. Apple gel. Oh. Huh!
Time for battle.
Ready? Strike! It's over!
Take that!
Yeah! Ready? No escape! It's over!
By the way, get used to this battle theme. We're going to hear a lot.
It's over!
Well, it's... Also, as you see, my SC has lowered. To increase my SC, I can either dodge, which uses a little bit of SC, but if you dodge properly, we'll increase it. A spirit chain. That's what I call it. I call it simply SC because that's just how I remember it. Now, I don't quite remember it as SC in Zestiria, because Zestiria it's SG, I think.
That human probably got caught up in all
More like the other way around. We have her to thank for all
that lightning.
Yeah, it's a warning to invaders.
Sorry, Grant. I can't just leave.
Huh. This is turning into an...
That was...
We've had quite a...
If I'm not mistaken...
Yeah.
It read like...
Most likely it's a guidepost left by...
So weird.
Humans...
Okay. This is a habit anyone should basically take in Zestiria, or any Tales game. Always have 2 save files. Just always have 2 save files. It's not because of any choices or anything. Oh my lord, that... Oh, ow.
We won't be defeated.
Guarding.
Try this.
Ready?
While guarding, you can backstep.
Be gone! No escape! How's this?
Try this.
Be gone!
All attacks use SC, by the way, so don't think you can... Oh, you can just use arts as much as you want.
How's this? Whoa! Yeah!
Oh, higher the quality of art, more SC it uses. That should be pretty explanatory.
I pray we do not encounter a stronger foe.
You're not really going to get an incredible amount of... Did we agree experience? We're getting experience, okay. Because we're not actually killing them.
Let's do this! Ready? Go! It's over!
This game, much like most Tales games, is separated into 3 parts.
No escape! How's this? Be gone! Strike! Yeah! Be gone!
While in, like, the stun mode, as we should call it, the enemies will take a lot more damage. Also, depending on which area you're in, you may have actually unique dialogue. In this area, for example, you have unique dialogue whenever you encounter an enemy. Well, whenever you kill the enemy. Ancient Circlet. Almost every item, by the way, you get above the basic one will be better. We also don't have any of the money, which is aptly named gold. And by the way, that's how it's pronounced. It's gold. It's not gold. It's gold. Oh, you're forced to look at the chest. Because if you don't open it, Mikleo will open it.
Might as well help myself to some treasure. I'll tell you what it is when we get back.
Oh,
Come on,
okay.
let's keep moving.
So if you don't actually go look at it, which will explain which will show what it is, Mikleo will take it. I didn't know he actually did that. You learned something new. Oh! You also don't have to worry about your NPC really being in the way, because they will literally, if they're too much in the way, they will legitimately make move.
So close, but it's still so far.
Think we could jump?
Only one way to find out.
Oh, this one actually explained. The lower your SC, the higher damage you inflict. But generally, this is not recommended. SC recovery rate is proper rate your SC level. A low SC level also means slower recovery. Fighting while maintaining a high SC level is more effective than attacking until it completely runs out. Of course, there are times where going all out is worth it, like when enemies are stunned and when it's important to... At one point, comes your approach. With Saray, you can kind of just go bullshit to that, because his focus is so high, well, later in the game anyway, that you could legitimately just spam your arts all the way to the bottom and then just fill it up really, really quickly. But that's just simply Saray. A lot of the other characters, you can't do that. You have to be smart, or at least kind of smart.
Well,
Okay, maybe not. Hey, watch out!
don't scare me like that.
Sorry about that.
Oh. If you don't know what you're doing, if you target your companion will say basically will have the main dialogue.
Well,
But-
we definitely can't make it from here.
There should be a connecting point somewhere.
Let's go back and see what we can find.
It's very clever actually on how they do it in this. But there's also Hi, what was I talking about? Something.
I see. So that's the deal.
Huh?
Haven't figured it out?
Yeah, I have.
By the way, this is one of the few decisions that you can actually make.
Who would have thought that you could walk in midair here?
Or that an invisible bridge would be here.
Think it could support a person?
Well, aren't you sharp today? For a change. Psst.
Because he has water powers, makes sense he has ice powers too. As a note, most characters have more than one element, even if they're like kind of tailored to it. For example, Mikleo here also has earth and fire attacks.
Seems safe enough.
Yeah.
Maybe we should rethink this. Hey!
Are you all right?
I was in a forest, and then...
Looking for this? Boo!
Yep, she's human all right.
Yeah. Glad you're okay.
I'm sorry to have troubled you. And you are?
Your name.
Oh. Right. My name. I'm Saray.
Saray?
Yep, nice to meet you.
Well met. Is there anywhere one could rest around here? I'll need to make plans to get back to the capital.
You're from the city?
Well,
Why don't you come to where I live?
Saray, are you nuts?
are you sure that wouldn't be a problem? You barely know me.
I can't just abandon someone in need. That's all.
Haven't you noticed that she won't even volunteer her name? It's only natural to be cautious.
Aren't you going to ask my name? Are you sure?
Everyone has their reasons, but you don't look like a bad person to me.
I cannot possibly thank you enough, Saray.
Gramps is gonna let us have it when we get back.
I know.
Yes?
Nah, don't worry about it. Anyway, that's the way out. Let's get moving.
How the fuck do you know it's the way out? By the way, don't go that way. You can't go there. I had to find my way out of this place without looking at the map once.
I don't want to have to remind you, but keep your eyes on the girl.
Okay. But too bad we didn't meet in better circumstances.
You really don't have a skeptical bone in your body.
We made it back in one piece.
Wow, it's beautiful. Like a shrine out of myth. I half expect to see Seraphim wandering around.
You really do
We'll
call
be back
them
once again.
Seraphim.
Is that funny to you?
Nope. Things which cannot be seen or explained, such as gods, spirits, or supernatural phenomena, are revered by the people as Seraphim. right?
A quote from the Celestial Record?
Bingo.
You've read it too?
Yep. Wait, you as well?
I used to read it all the time when I was a kid.
It's a little ways from here to my village. Let's get moving.
Okay.
Okay, so we have returned. We have our 3 members. Oh, don't get used to seeing 3 people at once.
So, is the Celestial Record a children's book? Well, I mean, you said you read it when you were a kid.
Plenty of adults read it too. I was probably just mature for my age.
Oh yeah? Huh. Well, figures. I mean, it is an amazing book.
Yes.
Well, looks like someone's enjoying himself.
This is my village, Elysia.
So it's not Camlon, but Elysia then. Then the rumors were false after all.
I'll go report this to Gramps.
Guess we can't keep quiet about all this.
Coming by afterwards?
Yeah. Hey everyone, got someone to introduce to you. This is my family, living here at the shrine.
Is this, some kind of performance piece?
It's nothing. Don't worry about it.
You're an odd duck, you know that?
I guess. That's my house. You go ahead and rest. I've got something to take care of.
May I have a look around the village?
Well, sure, but don't cause trouble.
Of course not. I'll behave as if I were in a shrine to the Seraphim.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll try not to make any waves.
Oh man, I sure hope Miklio's chat with Gramps went over well.
Ah, good. Okay, now that we actually have some free roam, first things first. Can we actually walk outside the village? Yes. There's a save point all the way over there, by the way. That's why I wanted to check. Whenever you see a green dot, it means you can talk to someone. They do not have any voice lines. And I do not feel like reading all of them. However, I will usually talk to people like this, just simply to get them to shut up. That, and sometimes you can give quests and yada yada yada. That, and later on, you don't have nearly as many people to talk to. Kind of gets a little annoying sometimes. You see, talking to people is not my thing. Talking to people kind of sucks. As you can see, Saray's house right there is actually labeled as an inn. So you can just sleep there without any issue. Save point. Once again, same basic idea. Always make 2 saves. I keep failing. miserably. Neutral waistcoat. Slightly better. That's usually how this game works. Oh, it's slightly better. Okay. I haven't even told you about fusing equipment yet. Sheesh. But we'll have to get to that at some point.
What's that?
If we go up here, I think, yes.
I guess.
Skits and discovery points are more or less fairly similar and straightforward. Give you AP. Now we're going to get lectured.
And I'll let you hear the rest from Soray himself.
I reckon I'll have to. You idiots!
Hi, Gramps. I'm back.
How could you bring a human into our domain?
Easy, Gramps. Didn't you say you'd listen to Soray's side of the story, too?
That's just what I'm about to do. You know full well the rules, Soray. How could you break them like this?
I'm sorry, Gramps, but I couldn't just leave her there.
Her kind is sure to bring nothing but trouble to our domain.
But I'm her kind too, you know.
You were raised along with our kind, which nurtured in you the ability to perceive us and converse with us. Normal humans have no such capacity.
Or very minimal.
You should understand that more than anyone else.
Well, it is true. She doesn't appear to have any resonance.
But Gramps, this is the first time Soray's ever met a fellow human.
Perhaps. But if she can't see or hear the same things we do, she has no business in this realm. I have raised both of you as my own since you were but babes, all the while doing my best to protect this land.
And for that, I am grateful.
And I did that because the time draws near when you will both serve to protect this shrine, just as all the others have done. Our priority is the peace of Elysia. Any intruders, no matter how harmless, must be cast out.
Yes.
Then it's time she left.
Can we at least give her time to prepare for her departure?
Just make it quick.
Thank you.
Gramps.
I know, McLeo. He means well, in all things. And that's the very reason why I'm so worried for him.
Okay. Back to business. Actually kind of impressed on how well this game is running on the stream, by the way. Just heads up. Okay, let's go. Wait for her in your room. Yeah, that's exactly what we're going to do. Because story! Oh, did I mention the Tales games are very much story-driven and don't really have an incredible amount of side quests? Because that's how this game works.
Hey. Here's that thing I found in the ruins.
Oh? Is this crest what I think it is?
Yep. This is the mark of the shepherd.
I knew it! The Chosen One who communicates with the Seraphim, controlling their incredible powers as if they were his own. The Shepherd!
Sound like your kind of thing?
Maybe.
I always thought that Mankind's savior would actually look a bit more imposing.
Be silent, Seraph Beast!
I shall not. Excavated relics aren't play toys.
True.
She certainly is taking her time.
I'll see what's up.
Okay, so it's a slightly different cutscene than what normally happens. I was used to something different. Oh well, fairly simply.
Enjoy yourself?
I sure did. but it's weird. I felt like I was being watched the whole...
Shall we?
I'm sorry.
Let's head to my...
Do we ever... Oh, we don't have a party yet.
Gosh, I hope we didn't worry him. Oh, nothing. Welcome in. Hey. So then, what's your hometown like?
Well, I'm from the capital, Lady Lake, in the Kingdom of Highland.
Lady Lake? Like in the Legend of the Sacred Blade?
You've heard of it?
It was in the Celestial Record. The legend says the Lady of the Lake guards the Sacred Blade, and the one who draws it becomes the shepherd, right?
Yes. It was a lively and bustling town, blessed with bountiful water, rich in festivals and fine drink.
Wait, was?
Well, it used to be.
Things must be hard for folks in the world below.
Below?
The land that lies beneath the mountaintops. I've never left home before.
You've always lived here by yourself? Sounds to me like you're the one who's had it rough.
Oh, let me help you get ready for your return trip tomorrow. You need anything? Bread, rations, stuff like that?
That'd be great. If you have any tools or a sleeping bag, it'd be great too.
Gotcha. Well then...
Thank you so...
It's no biggie. We're just gonna hunt some...
Good morning.
Come on! Hurry it up, Mick.
Yeah, I'll leave it. Gramps gave me all kinds of things to take care of. I'm gonna be...
Bummer. Well, don't you worry about me, at least.
So, Ray,
Yeah,
Mick Leo!
maybe later.
sure. Good morning.
Yeah, like a...
All right then, shall we?
Oh, well, though, you could skip text by pressing A.
Got it.
So that's why I was... That's why sometimes they may have been cut off because of pressing A. So I apologize. Was a little bit too quick. Also, this is as fast as you move. There is a way to move faster. Don't worry about it. And there is fast travel. You don't need to worry about walking everywhere. Sorry, but this music...
What are those creatures?
What do you mean, creatures? They're goats.
Goats? Are they usually this big? Such robust horns. Don't go near it. There's no...
Ah, don't worry. We're friends. Oh, well, mostly.
You're
Yep. Sometimes they give me milk, and...
the mark of true friend.
Yeah.
Why do all of these games start with you hunting prickle boars?
So that's one.
Their meat is easy to preserve when smoked, and the skin has all kinds of...
I almost feel...
Want to leave?
No. Besides, I can't get this sort of experience.
Okay. Here we go.
Could you please die, please? You're level 1, I think. No, level 6. Sorry, I'm used to Zestiria again.
Pretty smooth moves.
Thank you. You're rather capable yourself.
Ready? Strike! It's over!
Also, you can see that I'm actually gaining hit points. That's because one of my weapons actually makes me regenerate hit points. Also, whenever you defeat an enemy, the person who defeats the enemy will gain some hit points.
That's that! Okay! Guess we need a...
I don't see any.
You'll find him if you look.
They're actually not that hard to find. They're pretty easy.
I am ready.
Yeah! Ready? Strike!
By the way, the first advantage, really, you don't notice it that much right now.
Strike!
You'll notice it more
Have I
later on.
Truly been of use?
When I mean later on, I mean... When do I mean later on? In a bit? Ish. Also, we now have our second human. We have no idea what their name is, but we can indeed look at their inventory. They are a female character. Female characters have different armor. This is what kind of separates them from males. Males have often very heavy, bulky armor. They're usually your tanks. Females usually have lighter and higher art defense armor, which makes it kind of like Fire Emblem in that way. Meaning they're usually like they're bulky in a different sense. Or there's actually ones that just simply go, oh hey, if you don't care about defense but you really want high attack or art attack, we got that too. This is one of the few characters that I will actually play. The reason why is simply because she plays similar to Sorey. Her build type is a little bit more balanced than Sorey, being, well, more attack and art attack based with having a slightly lower defense and slightly lower focus. This really doesn't matter an incredible amount, but it is actually fairly nice to have a character that's very similar to you when you get started. There's a character that you get a little later on that's really different. She has low-ish attack, but ridiculously high focus, even in comparison to Sorey, who has high focus. So, they're both pretty alright. That, and as you notice, one level, it does a lot more than you might think.
Focus, guys! Tiger Blade! Struck, not yet!
Usually pulling off one combo is the amount you usually want to go for. One combo, then basically, not reset, but keep yourself at bay.
Focus, guys! Blade bang! No escape! It's over! Whoa! Be gone!
Also, blocking will give you SC, so if you're running low on it, just simply sit there and block.
Tiger Blade! Struck
But don't, I wouldn't recommend always doing that.
Let's head home for the day.
Also, monument.
I can sense the ancient tongue. We're near one.
That one just taught you how to quick step. It is guard and then use the right and left or back. You can also do it forward too on the stick. If you do it the right direction at the right time, you will actually get a huge amount of SC, and your SC will be set to 100 as it's set for initial battle.
How far is it to Lady Lake?
Let's see. I expect about 2 or 3 days.
Really? I had no idea it was so close.
But the forest at the base of the mountain is surprisingly easy to get lost in.
Must be the power of Gramps' domain.
Sorey?
Oh, did I wake you? Sorry about that.
You're sure into that book, aren't you?
Our main character is a
I've read it
nerd.
countless times since my childhood.
One day, I want to explore ruins all over the world. Everyone who's read the Celestial Records says that, and I'm no exception. But sadly, now is not the time for some jaunt around the world. For several years now, the world has been plunged into a nigh incomprehensible state of chaos.
Chaos?
Mysterious illnesses, incessant storms, people bursting into flames. There are those that say, even the dead have begun to walk the earth again.
That part's
Whoa,
true.
Hang on. What are you talking about?
You don't believe me? Or you think this is a joke?
No,
The situation is beyond grave.
Huh?
The chaos has caused abnormal climate changes all over the world. As a result, we are on the verge of enduring widespread crop death, famine, and starvation. And worst of all, are the rumors of governments planning to replenish their dwindling resources through war. It mustn't come to that.
Can nothing be done?
Who knows? There's nothing to hang on to but legends.
Which is why you... No, never mind. I won't ask. I think I'm gonna just hit the hay here myself. Sleep well.
Good morning.
Good.
You got it.
Afraid
Well, let me know when you're ready. So,
Yeah.
sorry for putting you to work like this.
Oh, I'm pretty used to it.
With your help, I'll be able to leave tomorrow. Thanks so much.
Yeah? Great. Well, better rest up for tomorrow. I ought to let Gramps know. Wish I'd asked her more about the world below.
Mm-hmm. By the way, if you have any more than 8 prickable to hide, there's a chance they could drop 3. Yeah, if you have more than that, you're actually stuck with it through the entire game.
Hey, Gramps, she's...
I see. We'll all be sure to see her off. After all, one must...
Thanks!
I really...
You gonna be okay?
I cannot cause more trouble.
I see. You'll be fine. Just follow that map and you'll get through the
Oh, it's not that. Alicia.
Huh?
That's my name.
Alicia?
You didn't even know who I was, and you helped me, whereas I thought only of myself, leaving you without even a name by which to call me. Please find it.
It's okay.
I must confess. I know this sounds strange. The myths and legends.
Yeah.
This crisis that has befallen our world, I believe only the ones spoken of in the ancient legends can truly restore order.
The shepherd, you mean?
You're not going to ridicule me?
Of course not.
You're a real saint. You know that? The Sacred Blade Festival is... A trial will be held based... A trial I think you might be interested in.
Me?
Time to go, but please, give...
How come?
The shepherd I see in my mind, I have to say.
What's this?
Gramps asked me to go out and search the ruins and find some clues about...
So wait,
This is the crest of Highland. I don't think this Alicia is any ordinary knight.
I know this is difficult. Someone has infiltrated... Blast and damnation! Hide in your presence! Everyone, be warned! They've concealed their presence, so chances are good it's a Hellion! Search with extreme caution!
we'll go too.
Very well. If it is a Hellion, quick measures must...
I have a hunch we'll find it around...
Good idea.
Alright, so we have Mickleo again. Yay! Rotten damnation. By the way, we'll be going through the entire prologue today, and then we're going to be ending it there, simply because this game takes a long fucking time to go through. I'm going to say it's probably going to take Lee a little bit longer than Okami HD to do it, so we're looking at like 8 streams. Also, Seraphim. This game does do a fairly good job at pointing at a destination. Now, it might not tell you how to get there. That's why there's a map. And doesn't always tell you where on the map to go. But it will only always point you to main
I just
objectives.
saw a monolith written in ancient tongue.
Oh, bloody hell. Yes, if we feel like it, we can up and lower the difficulty as much as we wish. Because we beat the game, I believe I have access... No, on New Game Plus, I have access to play on the harder difficulties. Oh, shit!
Mason!
How odd. I didn't expect to find anything but the main course here. But now there's 2 more side dishes.
What on earth is this thing? This is not the place for...
impudent brat. I can smell the fear wafting off of you, those tender arms trying to conceal their shivers.
Saray!
What? Did I stutter? I'm saying I'm going to eat you.
As if. I can take you. Prepare to meet your doom, Hellion.
Set Heavenly Torrent as arts and released. We now have access to martial arts. One minute. Excuse me while I just had to quickly do that thing. Okay. Quickly adjust this. Oh my lord. 1 minute. I had to adjust my microphone. Normally my mic is not too bad, but right now it's decided no, I don't want to sit properly. Okay. Hidden art. As you can tell, it uses... Oh, we actually have Tiger Blade now. Good. Tiger Blade. Hidden arts. Set up to 5 hidden arts with a combination of L in the arts menu. If you don't know what to do, you can throw... As you can see, because we are hitting him with a weakness. We are doing power strikes. There we go.
I'll talk, aren't you?
Still haven't.
Be gone! Mason!
Is this what helped?
Away with you, evil being!
Or you want to take us all on at once?
I shouldn't be snacking anyway. Not when the main course is getting away.
Mason.
We can handle the...
Gramps, that fox, they can talk.
Yes. That's the form of a human who has become a Hellion. Corrupted, essentially.
Humans can...
Now, it's time...
We should.
Right.
So, it begins...
What on earth did it come here to do?
How odd. I didn't expect to find anything but the main course. Not when...
Wait a minute.
Got prize glove.
They'll probably freak out with me. Sorry,
Oh, this is another difference. I think you don't get the glove. I think Mikleo actually takes it from you. If you grab it yourself. And you don't have the glove, I think he has to come give it to you. Some nice
I
changes.
don't think we've checked that monolith out yet.
Targeting. You could basically change your target. Nothing too biggie.
Okay.
Oh?
Whoa! Why are you here?
Thought I'd let you duck out of here.
Well,
I'm going to.
seriously?
We can talk more while we travel. We don't have time. But from what the Foxman said, it's fair to assume that he...
You picked up on... Of course. Hey,
What?
I'm just...
I couldn't let you navigate the world of human...
I bet Gramps...
He was ready for it, in a way.
Hey, I'm just stepping out.
Gramps has always that once you left, you'd live the rest of your days with...
Is this...
We'll need money to get by in human society. He said to sell that if we're ever in a... And there's a message for you. Walk the path you believe in, and live your life to the fullest. That's what he said.
Let's go.
So let's cue it. Oh no, it's stones. I'm so scared. Also, why are any of you talking in chat? It's kind of creepy. I don't mind too much, but it's still kind of creepy. It's very pretty.
Incredible.
By themselves, people are such frail creatures. That is why, in times of calamity, they pray for a shepherd to save them.
Yep. By the way, the subtitles might not completely match up because these are the subtitles for the Japanese, but the
Era, later
English,
known as
obviously,
the
English
Age
dub.
of Chaos, gave birth to a new shepherd. This is his story.
So cue the epic music now. Welcome to Tales of Zestiria. Which...
After we get through the forest, we should reach the lake. Then we just have to head down the slope.
Got it. But wait a minute. How do you know all this?
It's not complicated. I've been collecting information for this very day.
On your own? You never told me about it.
Life bottles are your reses. We will end the stream once we actually get outside of the forest. Battle boots. Oh, I have a skill link, do I? Yes, I have an actual skill link. Here we go. Skill link. As I said before, if you put 2 and 2 together, a unison. Basically, you get a unison. So basically, as you can tell, Resis right here. So we have all of these ones, which we can't really use. However, but they're active, but they're not completely active. Should we get one right here, it'll create a 3-way chain. This one, we simply need a higher level of attack to actually use it. That's completely useless. We can't get through there yet. Can't get through there yet. A lot of areas we can't get through yet. Oh, something else that I should probably mention. What if you have these here, they will always fully restore your hit points and SC. So if you're ever running low on either, for whatever reason, you can use one of those and it will fully restore both. And here we are.
I don't feel Gramps.
That's because we've left the forest. Our adventure officially starts here.
First off, and then we'll take.
It's best we avoid confrontation with Hellions.
But
I want to avenge Mason just as much as... But we're just a Seraph and a human. Neither of us with... Never mind defeating him. Whether we could even drive him off by ourselves is iffy.
and we can't rely on. You're right, Mickley.
Pretty much. I just overrided the exact same file. Now I'm actually going to go delete this file because it's actually getting in my way. Well, it's getting in my way, so it doesn't really matter. So, oh, by the way, around Arendite, I should actually probably make a few statements. This game has a lot of Arthurian legend in it. It and its prequel, Zestiria, have very much a base in it. So if you don't know any real a bit of the Arthurian legend, well, you're going to learn a bit because a lot of this is very much similar. Arendite here is actually a sword. It is specifically the sword of Lancelot. Camlan, the place you mentioned, is where the Battle of Camlan happened. The place where Arthur lost almost the entire country, and she even lost her son, his son, or her, depending on which continuity we are talking about, Mordred. So, nevertheless, thank you all for watching this beginning stream of Prologue and Mess and Suffering. We will likely continue this a little later on, especially since in 2 days, well, tomorrow I'm probably not going to stream. Just going to be straight up about that. Probably not going to stream. And then on Christmas, we're going to have a Christmas Space Race marathon, which will be a whole bunch of episodes that I have already stockpiled, and we're going to stream them all, and it'll be on loop. That will not end up on YouTube. I am not that silly. I'm not going to just give you a whole bunch of episodes that are on loop and then show them into YouTube. That's not really a good idea. So this will be on YouTube. Then we'll probably take a break from streaming for a little bit. Then I'll come back to Vega, and I'll alternate between this and Vega, probably. Probably do more of this than Vega, simply because Vega sometimes gets a little annoying. But it's nowhere near as bad as I thought it would be, so probably I'll do some grinding on my own time. Then I'll come back, basically when we don't when we do stuff. Then when we get to a point where we can't really progress without me grinding again, we'll cut it there, rinse and repeat. So it shouldn't be too bad. This also saves it so you guys don't have to look at all my grinding. If absolutely necessary, I will record it, and you guys can watch my epic montage that will probably last about 5 minutes. So, thank you all for watching. Once again, I'll see you here next time. Bye-bye.